Lesbian Detectives. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it.
They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must.
Right now. Lesbian Detectives. Lesbian Detectives. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready, let's go. Pay attention to the message. I present to you the Lesbian Detectives.
This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are here talking about missing and unsolved murders.
We are discussing cases that you have forgotten about or never even heard of.
So sit back, relax, and let's start this podcast. So, if you guys are listening or even on YouTube, you can see that my wife's voice is a little different.
I'm going through puberty.
She's sick. Her niece gave her COVID. My daughter and I, we're good. We're good. We have no symptoms. Everything came back good for us. We actually on the last day of quarantine, so yay for us. But my wife, she's really going through it. So please, please wish her some happy words and encouragements.
Thank you.
Because her voice is really different. This case comes from the victim's sister-in-law.
Okay.
The victim family is looking for answers. They want to know what happened to their family member. This is a case of Danetta Hayden.
Okay.
Danetta was born on January 25th. She was born to parents Lydian and Harvey Dyer. She has two brothers. She was actually the middle child. She has an older brother named Raymond and a younger brother named Justin. They live in Westville, Illinois. When the kids were still small, their parents actually divorced, and their mother raised them.
Must have been hard.
Very hard with 3 kids.
Yeah.
When Danetta got older, she had kids of her own. She had her first daughter with her first husband, Alexis. After they got divorced, she had 2 more kids, Chloe and Ava, from her second husband, Michael. They separated, but they actually never got divorced.
Okay.
Her family said that she was an amazing soul. She had her struggles for sure, but throughout life, her sister-in-law said that she was her best friend. On January 25th, 2018, Danetta and her boyfriend, I actually know his name, but his name has never been public. So we're going to call him Mr. because if he ever get trial or the person who hurt her get trial, we don't want to mess the case up for them.
Okay.
So we're going to call him Mr.
All right.
Her boyfriend, Mr., went out to American Star Casino in St. Charles, Missouri to celebrate her birthday. It was said that they had an argument in the casino and they got kicked out the casino because of the argument. As they was on their way back home to Illinois to visit her kids for her birthday, her kids were surprising her with a cake for her birthday, actually. While they were on the road, she called her children to say, hey, we're on the way. While she was on the phone, her kids heard an argument between their mother and Mr. Their mother and Mr. were arguing on the phone. The kids heard him say, hang up the effing phone. The phone went dead. And that was the last time her family has ever heard from her.
Wow.
Her family kept calling and pleading for Mr. to tell them what happened to Danetta, but he didn't. They actually went to the house that they shared together with Danetta and her boyfriend, Mr., to say, hey, what happened? Her family, her kids, and her sister-in-law, they would go to her house and ask her boyfriend, where is their mother or friend? But he never would tell them anything. After 3 days of pleading, they told him, hey, if you don't go to the police station, we will. So he finally went to the police station and made a missing report for her.
Why didn't they
So that was a question that I was wondering too, but I felt like they kind of knew what happened to her.
If I ask you one time, hey, where is my sister, my whoever, my family member, my friend, if I ask you one time and I see that you're not giving me an answer, you're just disregarding, I'll be like, okay, well, I gave it a try. Now you're going to have to take it up with the police force. I'm not going to wait 3 days.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to report it right then and there. And then they knew about the fight. The fight must have been really big to where they couldn't hold it in the casino. And then
Right.
even after they got kicked out, they were arguing on the road. It must have been a big argument.
Yeah.
And then and then there was a reason why he wanted her to get off the phone.
I kind of like talking to the family. I know why, and I feel like you will figure out later in the story.
Okay.
Early in the investigation, the police came to the family and said they believe that she was murdered. The police told them this after a week of looking into the case.
So who went to the police?
He finally went to police.
He did. Okay.
And then, the police asked the family what happened and, all that. So the family, I feel like, listened to the conversation. The children probably believed that it was foul play in the car,
Yeah.
Talking to her sister-in-law, she believed that her sister-in-law never really left that car alive. So in the week, it's just 1 week when the police came up with this theory. They believed it was foul play. And the police, they searched for her a little bit. They would not tell the family or the public how they came up with this answer.
Okay.
To this day, we still don't know what happened in that car. And the family still don't have answer that they need. After doing my research on this case and talking to the family, I'm mad. Because the police, they have the answers. And we still don't know what happened to her in that car.
Wow.
They know that she was murdered. And why is he still walking around free?
Right.
That's the craziest thing about this story. You know that, she was murdered. Why is he not in jail? I know it's like no body, no crime situation, but it still should be, they still should charge him with something, you know?
How do they know that she's murdered?
The police, we don't know. The police said, she's murdered. They talked to him. I don't know what he said in the conversation for them to come to the conclusion that she is murdered.
What does he do for a living?
So I talked to the family. They said, really nothing. It's like free. They said that he has a lot of cases against him, but he's never went to jail. Like he's just walking around free.
Does he have any powerful influence by his side?
Well, we don't know. To me, I'm going to say this. I think he's a CI. A CI is like a personal, they give like the police information. They will commit like little crimes and the police will like let it slide because they need them out on the street to get information that they need to solve bigger cases. Because talking to the sister-in-law, how she said, I was like, is he a CI? Because she said it's so many cases, like so many crimes that he does that he doesn't go to jail for. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah, somebody's definitely has his back. I don't know the reason.
So when I talked to the sister-in-law, I asked her, did she believe there was DV in the relationship, domestic violence?
Yeah.
She said yes. And if anyone is listening to us and you are in a dangerous relationship, please call 800-799-7233 to get help.
Or if you know anyone that's going through a situation like that.
The sad thing about this, that's all we have. The police have all the information and they haven't gave the family nothing.
I wonder what the interrogation was.
They don't know.
Or what he said. Honestly, to me, it doesn't make sense that the person that might be the suspect is the one that's reporting the missing person. And then nobody else knows what's going on. I wonder, did they interview the people from the casino?
No, I don't know, but I know that they have footage of the casino and they saw them like arguing and stuff like that. So they see it. If anybody have information, she was about 5 feet tall, weighed approximately 110 pounds. She has brown hair, brown eyes, and a fair complexion. She was 37 when she went missing. Her family said that she was the glue to the family and she held everybody together. Her family, mostly her kids, they need the answer. They was the last people to actually hear her voice. And that's the saddest part to me.
How long was she with her boyfriend for?
Well, it's crazy when I do research online, they will call him the roommate But when I asked the family, they were like, no, that was like her boyfriend, almost fiance.
They didn't have no kids together.
She only had 3 kids with her first husband and then her second husband. So she didn't have any kids with this man, gladly.
Did they say what the argument was about?
So the kids never really heard. All they heard him was saying, get off the effing phone. Like irritated with her, basically. Only person who know what happened in that car is Mr. and her. We don't have the answers. That's all the family has because I talked to them. That's all they have because that's all the police would give them. And that's all we have on this case.
We hope that this episode would shed some light into what happened.
There's so many unanswered questions. Let's get into some theories.
Let's get into some theories.
So, I have so many theories. I mean, I have so many questions too, but I have so many theories.
I have so many questions, no theories.
I mean, we know who did it.
I mean, yeah.
Mr. did it. That's hands down the situation. But what was the argument about? It could have been about money. That they were at the casino. He probably was losing.
Yeah.
And also, it was her birthday. I mean, that sucked to get murdered on your birthday.
Right. Well, getting murdered, period.
I mean, get murdered, period. But, you know.
She went out to celebrate thinking she was going to have a good time for her birthday. And instead, that was the last of her.
So I asked her sister-in-law, I said, what do you think that happened? And she said that she thinks she was murdered in the car and that he probably threw her body in a swamp.
The sister-in-law is his sister?
No. She was married to a Danetta brother that got divorced. It's just sad. I mean, it's just sad that the police know who did it. And but they never came out and say he was a person of interest. That's the craziest thing in this case.
I mean, we've talked about previous cases, and the first person that they always suspect is the husband, the boyfriend, fiance, girlfriend,
wife.
I don't know if he was questioned. Like, there's so much unanswered.
He was questioned. That's how they came with their theory.
But yeah, like you said, why isn't he behind bars?
I feel like I put it out there. I don't know if it's the Law and Order, Criminal Mind in me, or Chicago PD, watching that too many times. He had to be a CI to me because for them to know, because they came to him and say, hey, she was murdered. This is foul play. And usually they would come out with a person name. That's the craziest thing to me. When I heard, I was like, hey, I've been doing my research. I haven't found a name of the boyfriend / roommate, because that's what people call him, roommate. She said the police are holding that secret in.
Unless it was after the statute of limitations.
No, there's no statute of limitation of murder.
Oh.
Rape is going away, actually, too. In some states, it's really going away. That's a good thing.
Good.
Mostly kids who has it when they was molested as a child and they come as an adult, they really taking that away.
Good.
So I'm proud of that. Round of applause. I don't know. I feel like he's a CI. Oh, he got some big friends that holding him down. Because when she said like, oh, he does a lot of illegal things and the police knows and they never charge him for it. And that's the craziest thing to me.
I wonder if they live or if this happened like in a shady part of Illinois. Some places are more corrupt than others. So it's kind of like, I wonder what part of Illinois it happened. And if it was a shady part or a corrupt part. What if they didn't have the resources, so they were like bombarded with all these cases and they're really just trying to...
To me, I feel like I wonder if they can call the FBI in and be like, hey, look into this police department. Because I feel like they could get it out of him if they really want to. It's like, you could really like, the sad thing about it, they was on a highway going to visit her kids, right? They could look at like, I don't know, it's 2018 when she went missing. They had GPS on the phones. They had all this technology was becoming. Because it was like a couple of years ago. They can look into the GPS location, see where he was going and where did he stop. That's how they solve a lot of cases where the husband did kill the wife and dump the body. They used the GPS. Why we can't use that?
Seems like somebody doesn't want it out there.
They don't. I mean, holding the name in, we just covered Missy. They had the father-in-law name. They had the husband name. They had everything about these people. And I have never had a case where they really hold the person of interest name in.
I just wonder how they delivered the news. Hey, we know she was murdered. Okay, how do you know she was murdered? Who was she murdered by? Like, I would keep questioning them and keep bugging them. Like,
they did. That's why they came to us and like, hey, we want this more out there. Put her name out there. So like Crime Junkie, they have helped solve so many, not help solve, but they help police look into some more cases because their podcast went viral. The podcast had so many views that people are like, hey, why y'all don't look into this case again? Look into this case. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to get her name back out there. And we have a lot of people watching from Illinois. If you know this case or you know like in the police department officers, help us out at least.
right. Shed some light.
Because it's sad because I wanted to put the name out there. I'm like, oh, let's do it. But then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What if they do like re-look into him? We can mess up the jury. They're like, well, we listen to this podcast. Like they already know his name. They already have a idea of what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, if he got away with this murder, how many is out there that he have done?
Have you looked at his record to see what all he's been charged? Or
Girl, it's nothing.
he has a clean record?
Like, yeah, like, a little bit, but like nothing.
Like what? Like what's a little bit?
Petty crimes. The sister-in-law, I mean, I don't know if she could come out. I don't feel like it's possible for her to say the name and how kind of person he is, but she told me, she said he's a scum.
I wonder if he has any domestic violence charges.
He might. He did murder to her. You think he like, oh, I got away with this? You think he's not going to kill a next girlfriend or next girlfriend? They kept his name out the public. So the girlfriend that's coming after her, they don't know what kind of man they're getting. I mean, you can see the red flags, but some women, we look over red flag and some men look over red flags. So they're looking over like, oh, okay, but he should be in jail.
I feel like people like that can't escape who they are. So if he did murder her, so he goes into his next relationship, there's going to be some disconnect, miscommunication. They're not going to agree. And if it was him, he's going to let his emotions get the best of him. He's going to go get out of control. And if he's already done it once, he's just going to do it again, but better.
Yeah, he got away with it. Think about if you commit a murder and you got away with it and you like kind of friends with the police, what you gonna do again? You gonna do it again and again and again. But tell you the truth, he gonna mess with the wrong woman or person because they probably have hot friends. They probably have some connections. And their family like, oh, we're not letting this case go. You're gonna solve my child case.
Well, eventually it becomes a pattern.
And police can't really hide a pattern that well.
You can't.
And I feel like the police that's hiding from him, y'all should get charged too. Y'all should go to jail too because you hide it and you basically put another woman's life in danger. And I want to know this. Was she the first woman that he murdered?
Right.
It could be more out there. It's this new show. I think it's on Netflix. It's called Crazy Exes, where they talk about DV cases. We have to watch it. My friend told me about it. It's really good. Like she sent me a TikTok video, and they talk about a DV cases where he had 3 girlfriends. The first one, he stabbed her. He did everything to her. She ran to her apartment complex people.
Yeah.
They called 911. He went and he cut himself up, right? They took her to jail. She was in jail for 18 hours. She had a black eye, bloody face, and everything. And then he did it to another woman a couple years later.
Wow.
And she was standing in her house and she like, hey, get him out. They're like, well, if he doesn't open the door, we can't do nothing. And he didn't open the door. And she like, you know what? This is my house. I didn't go in because she was hiding in the hotels for a week until she got the paperwork to get him out. Well, she didn't even serve it. They just left it like right there, which got him mad. He beat her. I don't know if he R-worded her. He shaved her head bald.
Wow.
And when she was in the hospital, like telling her story, she was like, it's you guys' fault. I told you this was going to, she told him like, hey, he's going to kill me. And then out of that, it's another woman. That's what I'm saying. Police don't take these cases seriously. They really don't. Because out of the first woman, y'all should have got him.
Yeah.
And we don't even know how many people we're going to call him Mr. He hurt before her because this is a pattern. I mean, she was 37. We don't know what age he was at. He probably was older than her. But But you telling me, say he's like 45. You telling me his years of 45, he didn't have no like DV cases or hit his girlfriend or anything like that?
I feel like he had issues since he was growing up. They should interview some of his family members so we can get a better picture of the type of person that he was, even though I feel like we already have enough to know. But I think if he is ever convicted, what if they try and blame it on his mental health, his upbringing? They go into like paranoia, like they don't
Blackout?
remember what they did, kind of something like that. Yeah.
I can see it.
I mean, I've seen it happen too many times.
So many. Because that's what they will go for. A lot of people that commit murder against their spouse or significant others, they would say, oh, I have a mental disorder. And they will go for self-defense. I feel like, I don't know, for the police to come to the family and say she was murdered and like her kids know that their mother's not alive, but they don't know what happened to her or they don't even have a body to bury their mother. That's the saddest part. And it's like, police, do something about it. If you know that he killed her, go get some evidence. You always don't have to have a body. I have seen so many cases that been solved with no body. None.
I feel like, too, if we knew what the argument was, it would help us identify what his motive was as well. A lot of the times it's either money, cheating, or some kind of big disagreement, you know, between like family or friends or something like that.
Just, I don't know. I wasn't there, but piecing the story together a little bit, that was in the car heading to see her kids. He probably was mad that she wasn't giving him attention. They was already fighting. And then she just annoyed him like, okay, I'm going to call my kids and talk to my kids. And he's mad. So that's when he said, hang up the F and fall to me. That mean he was mad that she wasn't giving him the attention that he wanted because he mad like, we're going to argue. But she ignored him. She like, you know what? Forget you. I'm going to talk to my kids. Because I feel like she would try to push that argument aside because it was her birthday. She was like, man, I'm going to go see my kids. They had a cake for her. They were going to celebrate.
So was the casino part of her idea to do, or was it more for him? Because it seems like kind of what you're saying, we don't know. But she was excited to maybe go see her kids and celebrate her birthday. There's a casino by here. Let's stop by the casino. She's kind of more like, hey, like I want to go see my kids already, celebrate my birthday with them. But I mean, that's a possible theory. They maybe got into a disagreement because he's like, oh, well, you know, I want us to celebrate your birthday like this. And she's like, well, I want to celebrate with my kids.
I asked the family. They said they don't know. They really don't have the information. It probably was a spur of the moment thing. You know, I love a spur of the moment idea. I'm like, hey, let's go do this.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Why am I lying? I'm a planner.
Yeah, no, you're a planner.
Just hit me. I'm over here trying to. Are you a planner or are you a spur of the moment?
I am a procrastinator.
Oh, see, I'm a planner and she is a
procrastinator.
So
I wait till the last minute and then like if we do road trips though and there is something that I want to check out, I'd be like, hey, let's stop here.
Yeah.
So I am that person. You're kind of more like, no, we're on a schedule. We have to be there at a certain time because we're going to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, if you tell me beforehand, like, hey, let's stop here.
Well,
I'm
if
like,
we have time.
No, I will make time. I'll make us leave a little earlier or something like that. But sometimes I'm like ready to go. I'm like, let's go. Like definitely next year, guys, we are taking a Disney cruise. So I'm excited. And I'd probably be a planner. I'd probably be like, oh, gosh. I mean, one of them parents that have like, knows the dad like, we got to get to the hotel this time. We got to get to the, what's the name this time?
I feel like that's more like the mom.
No, that's it. Have you ever had like an airport dad that gets you there on time? You don't get no snacks until you get there. It's like he got all the bags. Like, he's like, let's go.
No.
Okay. My theory is the police told us that she's passed away and may she rest in peace.
Yes.
But I feel like I just don't know why, you guys. I'm sorry. Like if you see me on YouTube, you saw my face, apologize. But it's like, why you're not doing anything? Because you can take this man to trial if you have evidence. If you came up with that theory, how did you come up with it? The family family asked. They're like, how? They're like, oh, because of this. They gave them the runaround. This is the one thing that they kind of want out of this case, is to get the police to actually do their job and stop giving them around. Because they're trying to bring in the FBI. They're trying to get more people on this case. But sometimes it's politics. And we all know about politics. So it's like, if the FBI can come in and you can see like this police department is corrupt, oh, that'd be amazing if we can get the FBI on this case really and say, hey, because we did Missy, she the FBI, she had so many people.
Texas Rangers.
The Texas Rangers. I thought you were so excited about the Texas Rangers, guys. But if we could get that from the people that was working on Missy case to come on this case, I mean, hold on, she's not solved, but I mean, the help that they had for her case.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Let's get the FBI. Let's get all these people to look into this case, because I feel like the FBI can figure it out, like, quickly. I mean, we already know what happened, but they can hound him. They can get the evidence. It's still probably evidence out there. I mean, GPS. They're on the road. Okay, GPS. They probably had a GPS like tracking, because they probably don't know exactly where that was going. So he probably plugged it in his phone or on the car.
Yeah.
So I had a 2016. I had a GPS system. I had a GPS in my car. Like, you can see my location, all that. So they can log in and say, okay, this is the route they going. And then they can see them stop somewhere for a long, long time. And like, oh, okay, let's look over there in that area. Bam, we found her. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's the 21st century. And a lot of the time, too, they have traffic cameras.
Right.
So when's the last time that they saw whatever vehicle that they were driving?
Because I know when I was going to Chicago a lot of times when I was younger, you had to go through tolls. Yeah. They go through a toll.
Did they ever make it to her kid's house? No, right?
Because the kids kept calling back, like, what's going on? Calling. They knew. I thought the kids knew in that moment, like, something's happened to my mom.
And I wonder what excuse he was giving to the family.
Probably, I don't want to know what you're talking about. I don't know this. I don't know that. Probably the family didn't really, I don't personally know why they didn't call.
Yeah.
But that is a question. But I mean, I feel like it's a lot of things in cases where the family like, I wish I'd done this, or I wish I'd done more, you know?
I feel like maybe I kind of understand a little bit. They don't want to upset him so he can cooperate, because he's the only person that knows what really happened to her. And even if he did do this horrible, horrible thing, they still need to know. They still need to have some closure. And maybe they gave him 3 days time because they didn't want to get on his bad side. They didn't want to lose hope. Even if it was bad news, like, I feel like they wanted to know. And the thing about it is, like, they don't know where she's at, what happened, haven't been able to give her, like, the proper burial. Like, everybody's still
wondering. I mean, you just, like, want to know, like, what happened to your loved one. I feel like a lot of cases we do missing and unsolved, they just want to know what happened, and they don't.
No.
So, guys, please, let's get this case back in the media.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what this century is really about, social media. Let's get her case out there. Let's get her name out there. Let's go get justice for Danetta Hayden. Let's get that hashtag. When this case drop, we're going to use that hashtag on even our new cases that after, like, case on this and after. Let's get that hashtag out there.
Yeah.
Let's get justice for Danetta Hayden out there. Let's use it. Let's get it. Come on, use your voice.
Yes.
Because I have seen so many cases with social media power that solve.
That can trigger a response. Cause a ripple effect.
Because she was a mother of 3 kids. They want answers. They need it. I don't know their ages. I don't know how old they were when she went missing. But think about 3 young girls growing up without a mother. And you know that she's possibly dead, but you don't know what happened to you. You don't know your mom's final moment. And that's the hardest thing. Because some kids, we get that answer. We bury our parents. They don't even got that. And if she was dumped in the swamp, we don't know what animal could eat her. They probably can't even find a body. He can say, oh, I threw her in the river or I threw her in the swamp. Body's gone.
And not only that, it'll help save whoever his next victim is, possibly.
He could be a serial killer. The police is letting him go freely. I mean, it's 2018. You think he hasn't been in another relationship after that? He could be in multiple ones. Hopefully they got out free and unharmed. Hopefully they still alive and fought. Hopefully they go, if he did like hurt them, they can go out and speak to the police like, hey, I want to press charges.
Yep.
So,
or they know the person that he is. So if he does approach them, they're going to be like, oh no, you're so-and-so.
So let's do this hashtag, Justice for Danetta.
Let's bring awareness.
Yes. So, sorry that this case was, I'm not sorry. Because I put that out there. Just, let's get this family the answers that they need. That's all I want. This is why we did this podcast. We want to work on missing unsolved murders to get it back in the public eye.
Yes.
To get the answers. Because I don't know if you guys watching, Alexis Patterson case is back in the eye. It's some stuff developing with that. So it's like, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. That's all we have on this case. So please, if you're from Illinois and you can get the police to look into this case, please do.
Or if you have any information.
Mostly information. And I wish I could give you guys his name so people in Illinois could watch out for him, but it's kind of top secret, so we're hush. So please like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all social media, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, hit that notification button. Bing! This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are signing out. And always remember, everybody is a suspect.
Until proven innocent.
Lesbian Detectives. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it.
They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must.
Right now, Lesbian Detectives. Lesbian Detectives. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready, let's go. Pay attention to the message I present to you, the Lesbian Detectives.